Hey, Internet. Eric here. Well, finally made it. Finally on the last chapter of the Phantasm series. I started this many, many moons ago. Got this from my buddy Steve from Hey It's Steve. I'd never seen this franchise before, anything. And I have finally made it all the way to chapter 5. And I'm doing a Is It Worth the Hate video. I haven't done one of these in a while. And Is It Worth the Hate is where I take a film that I have not seen and it seems like everybody hates on it. Critics, fans, critics and fans, actors who are involved with it, all that stuff. Today, I'm going to discuss if I think Phantasm Ravager is worth the hate. Now, if you're new to my channel, welcome. I discuss plot spoilers, specific scenes, what have you. This came out in 2016. I didn't do too much research on the hate with this film concerning Rotten Tomatoes, Metacritic, all this, because it's a Phantasm movie. I'm sure they're going to be low scored anyways. The main reason why I'm making this an Is It Worth the Hate video is because almost every single person that I have talked Phantasm about gives this movie a thumbs down. Hardcore Phantasm fans say this was garbage. Random Phantasm fans say this was garbage. I have not really heard a good thing about this movie other than from Steve. The basic plot of this movie is, like I said, it's 2016. I'm assuming, as of, if you're watching this, you have seen the first 4 movies. So, spoilers abound. We know in the last film, it ended, let's see, Mike was laying down in the desert. The gold sentinel sphere, whatever you want to call it, was removed from his head. He's laying there, looks like he's dying. Reggie disappears into the other dimension. Boom. This starts present day. So 1998 to 2016, Reggie is now walking through the desert all alone. Mike is gone. His car has been stolen. And he's trying to find Mike. Here's a major, major spoiler. I've already warned you. This has got 2 different stories going on. We have the story of Reggie trying to find Mike and deal with the tall man. And then you find out that there are, I guess you would say, multiverses. This is the original MCU multiverse, in my opinion. I don't know. I don't know when Iron Man came out, but you know what I mean. Multiverse, what have you. While that's happening, we are also following Reggie, who is in an old folks' home. And Mike is there with him, not as a patient. Reggie's a patient, and Mike is there visiting him, and he mentions to Reggie that he's got, like, the onset of dementia. And that all this tall man stuff hasn't been happening. So you got these 2 stories going. And that's it. That's the basic plot. Once again, characters, I absolutely love Reggie. I love him as a badass, wanting to destroy the tall man, wanting to save his friends. He, again, he tries to pick up a lady, doesn't score, always down on his luck, but he's great with the weapons, kicks ass, cool lines. He loves driving his Cuda. Take a shot every time he mentions driving his Barracuda or calls it a Cuda. Best character in this movie. Best character in this franchise. And then you get the Reggie in the retirement center. And Reggie Bannister is so good at making this character sympathetic now. You feel for him. You want him to, how would I say this? Dementia, so to my knowledge, there's no cure. You want him to pull through. And he does a really good job with the dramatic stuff. The actor who plays Mike, again, 2 different versions. Really, really cool in the Phantasm verse, I guess you would say. Some great action scenes. He's really good at helping Reggie. I do wish he was in it more. And then you get the, I guess you would say, real world stuff. I don't know. How do I say this? Retirement. You get retirement center Mike. And he's really good at lending an ear to Reggie. Knowing that Reggie's not all there. but trying to not let it show that it's getting to him. So really good acting, and it makes these characters more endearing. The other characters, there is a character that Reggie meets, some redheaded chick, in the Tall Man verse. I'm gonna say Tall Man verse, and then Retirement Center verse. Tall Man verse. He meets a redhead. Uh she sucks. Actress is awful. Nice to look at. She's awful. Cool death. You know, it's the usual. Sentinel to the head, blood everywhere. Daniel Roebuck shows up. I recently saw him as Grandpa Munster in Rob Zombies and Monsters. He's there, has a cool death. He actually gets the sentinel in his throat. Other characters thrown in. Jodie's in there for a couple scenes. Doesn't do much. There's a little dwarf, and I'm not talking about like the dinks. A little dwarf guy, who when they're in the tall man verse, he doesn't like Reggie. He doesn't trust Reggie. He calls him Baldy. He calls him old man. He has these wannabe tough guy lines. But he's okay. When he takes on the tall man, he's cool. The tall man himself, I know Angus Scrimm passed away not soon after this film was finished. He looks old as shit. I don't know how old he was when he died, but he just stands there and just kind of delivers his lines with a raspy voice. That's about it. He's less scary in this film, in my opinion, but he's got a presence. You know what I mean? He obviously can't do as much because of his health, but he's definitely got a presence in this. So Angus Scrimm does fine. And then there are a couple other characters thrown in here and there. Overall, like I said, the main reason to watch this is for Reggie and for Mike. Both worlds, I guess you would say. I love the look. Okay, spoilers. Is it worth the hate? Absolutely not. But we'll get into it. I love, by the end of this film, how it's the end of the world. How they are finally in the red world, or the red planet, or red dimension, whatever you want to call it. There are sentinels. Like I said, the balls, the spheres, everywhere. Huge fucking spheres. They are shooting lasers, destroying helicopters, destroying the ground, destroying people. It feels like, to me, some people might say it's a ripoff, but to me, it felt like Terminator 2. That opening sequence of Terminator 2 or Terminator 1 when the hunter killers are going everywhere, destroying everything. It looks really cool with the red. I really dug it. And you had Reggie and Mike and the rest of the crew. They can't breathe outside, so they got the masks on, so they look cool with their guns, taking on the tall man. I loved it. The gore. Gore is decent for what it is. It's a Phantasm movie. We get blood squirts. Like I said, the redheaded girl gets that. Daniel Roebuck, he's literally in the movie 3 minutes, if that. He gets it to his throat. That comes up. I was surprised. Now, this isn't the first time that they've killed an animal in the movies. They killed a dog in part 4. The Sentinels actually attach themselves to the head of a horse. And they do their best. This isn't Don Coscarelli directing. It's someone else. Doesn't say on the back. Don Coscarelli is a writer and producer, but he does not direct. It doesn't say here. They did their best trying to make it look like the horse was attacked. Very quick clip of it on the forehead. You see the horse's butt wagging back and forth, and then it flops on the ground. Blood shoots out. Never saw that before, and it was kind of neat. You know what I mean? I really liked it. The action was good. The action was fun. Like I said, you felt this end of the world type of feel. Then, as the movie went on, the two worlds, and they explain how 2 different worlds, 3 different worlds, dimensions can be, multiverses can happen all at once. That was hard for me to understand. I've only watched it once, but I like how towards the end of the film, the 2 worlds merge. There's a scene where Reggie at the retirement home is walking through, I guess you would say, the lawn, and you see people behind him. It's like the nurses and the doctor, and he sees Mike from the tall man verse in front of him. Like it's like this cool portal opens, and it's all red and stuff, and he tosses him the gun. And Reggie's got the gun, and he turns around and he's opening fire on the people who work at the hospital, but he thinks they're the tall man's minions, and stuff like that. Really good job of mixing those worlds together. And I liked that. This movie was really good. Now I got to get to the ending. Now I mentioned spoilers. The ending got me. It was good. I really liked it. But man, if you're still watching this video, like I said, spoilers. And I've already mentioned how they mention how Reggie has the beginning stages of dementia. You have these two scenes going on. One scene, tall man is defeated. Mike and Reggie get away. Jody shows up in the car. They get in. They have the reunion. And then Reggie's he's in the backseat and he's just relaxing. Then we go to the real world or retirement center, whatever. And we get that scene of Reggie in bed. And Jody and Mike are at his bedside. And put two and two together, what happens? And it's edited wonderfully with that scene being so sad. And edited into, again, Reggie just relaxing in the back seat of the car, talking to his friends. And it makes you wonder what's really happening. What is the reality of this movie? Did we see what happened with him in bed with his friends at his bedside? Or is he really in this dimension? That's cool for interpretation. And I don't know what to think yet. I've only seen this movie once. But I loved that. They took a chance. And for me, knocked it out of the park. Now, the movie ends. Wait a minute or so. We have a mid-credit sequence. I won't say who, but someone returns. Happy they returned from a previous film. Did not expect that. It was really cool. And then, honestly, they end it with... I don't really like hip-hop music at all. They end it with a hip-hop song, cut to scenes from the movie, and scenes that I don't think were in the movie, maybe deleted scenes, but no dialogue. But it was a rap song mixed with the Phantasm theme, and it was awesome. Is Phantasm Ravager worth the hate? Absolutely not. I had a blast with this one. Lots of fun. Great characters. Well, Mike and Reggie were great. The other characters were hit and miss. Great concept. Love the mixing of universes. Love the color in the Tall Man verse. Loved the end of the world look. Loved, like I said, it reminded me of Terminator 2. Loved the balls it took to do that ending. It packed a punch. Love that ending sequence. Great fucking movie. Great fucking movie. Is it worth the hate? I don't get it. I'm not going to look into it. I don't care why people hated it. I had a blast. Now, Horrific Nightmares JM is a buddy of mine, and he is a huge Phantasm fan. I think he said this was his favorite franchise. And normally, I don't rate movies. I hate rating them. I hate ranking them because it always changes for me. But for Jason, since there's only 5, I will rate this one or rank it. My favorite. I'm going to go from top to bottom. Phantasm 2 is number 1. I would have to say maybe Phantasm... No, you know what? Phantasm 2 is number 1. Phantasm Ravager is number 2. I will put Phantasm 3, Lord of the Dead, next. Honestly, I'm going to be controversial. I don't care. I will put Phantasm 4, Oblivion, next. And at the bottom, I'm going to put the original. And here's why. If you've seen my other videos, I did not know what I was getting into with the original Phantasm. So if I rewatch it, it might rank higher. But as of this video here, I didn't think it was worth the hype. I don't get the love for it. I liked a lot about it, but I like the other ones better. So I'm going to go Phantasm 2, Phantasm, Ravager, 3, 4, and the original. So there you go, Jason. That's it. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Tell me what you think of Part 5, Ravager. Do you hate it? If you hate it, why? I would like to know why you hate it. Why do you dislike this film? Because I don't understand why you would. If you liked all the other ones, this one was a lot of fun. Tell me if you agree, disagree, all that stuff. Click the bell. Done with this franchise. Thank you, Steve, for sending this to me. I honestly don't think I would have ever gotten into the franchise if it wasn't for getting this, but I'm glad I did. So with that, cheers.